This is your Filipino radio experience in Las Vegas. PHLV Radio. PHLV Radio.
The Las Vegas Filipino Resource Guide is a vital tool and a helpful media outlet for business enterprises to connect and to reach out to Filipino American consumers. For more information, go to www.lasvegasfrg.com or you can email at lasvegasfrg@gmail.com.
It's the ultimate guide to anything Filipino in Las Vegas. This is the Las Vegas Filipino Resource Guide radio show on PHLV Radio.
Good evening and welcome to the Las Vegas Filipino Resource Guide radio show here on PHLV Radio. I'm your host, Gilbert Glorioso, and I'll go ahead and introduce you to my business partner and co-host, Miss Lonnie Andal. Good evening.
Good evening, Gilbert.
How are you?
I'm pretty good.
Another beautiful day here in Las Vegas.
Yes, only 101.
Only 101, and it's September already. Can you believe it?
We still have some more hot days.
Oh, by the way, happy holidays. That's how they say it in the Philippines.
Happy holidays.
Yes, because it's the Burr months. This is the time that they start in the Philippines. They start to put up the lights
for Christmas.
All of the those stars, those made up stars with the lights.
Yeah.
This is the time.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So but with pandemic, who knows if it's gonna happen?
Everything has been postponed or put back, and I know.
Of course.
And now we're back again and being protective and being a little more closed in.
And this is nice that we're here at the studio. Dito's PHLV Radio Studios here on Maryland Parkway. I'll go ahead and let them know where they can, of course, watch us, what different links they can watch us at. Of course, we are simultaneously live on Facebook, YouTube, Amazon Fire TV. Then later on after the show, you can go ahead and go on Facebook, YouTube, Amazon Fire TV, and you can find us there. You can also hear us on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, and TuneIn. Okay, and not to forget, we do have this radio app. It's a free app on your Android phone or your Apple phone. Just head over to your Play Store, your Google Play Store, or your App Store. Type in PH for Philippines, LV for Las Vegas Radio, and you can hear us. What's going on right now here on PHLV Radio. Also, Alexa. I don't know if you've used that one before.
No.
We also have an Alexa app for PHLV Radio. The only thing is, you got to go ahead and you have to.
Do
put
the
it together.
Amazon?
You have to put it together, and basically they call it the skills and stuff like that. Once it's set up, all you have to do is just tell Alexa to play PHLV Radio.
Oh, how nice.
It's really nice.
So can that work if you already have Alexa at home?
Yes.
Through Amazon?
You just got to program it, though.
Okay.
Yeah.
We are getting advanced.
Yes, most definitely.
We are in the 21st century.
This is the 21st century. And of course, we have a wonderful guest tonight. I'll go ahead and have you go ahead and introduce her to us.
Absolutely.
Okay?
I have not seen this lady for the past 2.5 years, especially since the COVID. And I met her through a mutual friend, which is Margie Gonzalez. And she's a wonderful person who volunteers her time. She's there for support. She brings an absolute full of heart, wanting to give and see that people get a little better treatment in this world. Her name is Jo Beck, ladies and gentlemen, and it gives me a great pleasure to bring her tonight because she has a fantastic offering for the senior citizens out there. And I think people will pay attention to this particular time of our program because it is for Mama and Daddy and Tita and Lolo. It's a place for Bernie and I to go to pretty soon. So, Jo, please tell us about what your project is.
Yeah, this project is founded by a good friend of mine. And her name is Sharifa Wahab. She is from Afghanistan. She runs a home care. She's a caregiver for the past 13 or 15 years, and she wants to expand the area of a great concern for her. She's really caring about the plight of senior citizens, and she in 2019, before the pandemic, she has started a an adult daycare center, and it's located. First of all, the name of this adult daycare center is First Paradise Adult Daycare. It's located at 2567 Windmill Parkway, Henderson, Nevada, 89074. And she has a lot of projects, but this is very important to her. And what it is, it's an adult daycare facility for senior citizens, no matter who they are, as long as they are they're getting Medicare, Medicaid, or we accept VA, military veterans, and respite. I don't know how familiar, I'm not familiar with a lot of these organizations, but the way we do it is that we have a program that starts at 8 o'clock in the morning, and we run Monday through Sunday, if you can believe that. Yeah, it's from 8 o'clock to 5 o'clock in the evening. We have certain goals that we would like to meet. First of all, we, during the pandemic, it was closed down, and so we reopened a few months ago, and right now we have, we have a flyer, and we need clients first of all. And what we do is we provide services like we have breakfast, lunch, and a snack. And then we also made an agreement with the Department of Transportation, in which if any senior who is interested or family who is interested in putting their loved ones to a daycare center, we will pick up the senior and bring them over to the facility, and then I take them home. Yeah. And we have so far 3 clients at the moment, and we are really ready, and we're looking for seniors. That's what we are doing, and our target goal is to have it's a big facility. It's arranged like a home where you have a recreation room, you have a meditation room, you have a nurse station, we have a kitchen, and so we have facilities. We have we offer seniors. We have TVs, and they can tune in to TVs. And one of our goals is to, since we don't know a lot about seniors, we're interested in bringing in health service people, like physicians who are well versed, I guess, maybe in Alzheimer's, because we're interested in the fact that we have a lot of data to show that a lot of seniors here in Las Vegas have an onset of or are predisposition to have Alzheimer's, and we would like to know a little bit more about it. And so we will invite physicians, nurses, and researchers, who are in the know about the Alzheimer's disease, the onset, and what are the signs that we can help the families, to say these are the signs of an onset of Alzheimer's. We are also interested in inviting healthcare personnel who would like to give us advice on nutrition and other, let's say, if a senior citizen is suffering from diabetes, we'll have resources, to have them go to, or we'll invite guest speakers, and they will do their assessments, perhaps, in the facility itself. So that's what our goal is. Yeah. So come on down if you're interested. And the name of the facility is First Paradise Adult Daycare, and it's located at 2567 Windmill Parkway, Henderson, Nevada 89074. The director of the facility is Sharifa Wahab. She has about 13 to 15 years of home care giver, and then she wants to expand in this adult daycare. You can contact her at 702-234 9088. I almost forgot.
That's okay.
Yes.
So will you be doing, right now you just have 3, I hate to say patients, I would say 3 members.
We call them clients.
Clients. And soon you'll be able to do a curriculum of activities.
Oh, yeah.
So this way it does keep them active and gives them a reason to want to get up in the morning, get dressed,
yes,
and come to facilities not only to meet other people, but to get some motion in their body and in their mind. I don't know if you know, Joe, my mother had Alzheimer's, so I dealt with that, and if you can get people to talk to the families who are still housing their loved one, because it becomes a strain on everyone in the household, and they have to know how to deal with it.
Yeah, exactly.
But I believe a daycare center, especially for those few hours, it gives everyone a break. It gives that mother or father or daughter or son a chance to go to work or go to school and not have to worry, because you're worrying about someone who may not remember you when you walk through the door. And
That's right.
as long as you have guidance and activity for them, they stay alive. They stay more attuned to what's going on in the world rather than just sitting there and vegetating.
Right. We notice that through our experience, any senior citizen, and even if he or she suffers from Alzheimer's or onset of Alzheimer's, they need somebody to talk to. They need someone to listen to them, even though sometimes we can not discern exactly what they're trying to tell us. But I think the key is to be able to listen to, I wouldn't call them patient, to our clients and say, okay, Rita, time, we also have a schedule for them, so that they will not, like you said, they're not going to be sitting there watching TV the whole day. We have a schedule for them. We have morning exercise.
Good.
Yeah, and we have arts and crafts, because there are seniors, like we only have 3, but one is so interested in puzzles, putting puzzles together, and he's very good, and he's lucid when you talk to him.
Right.
He understands what you're saying, and we ask him, what do you want to do, and is there anything at home that you can bring over here and try to work it out here? whatever drawings, we have. We ask them, what they want to do, but we have prepared a series of activities for the whole day. Yeah.
I think the most important thing when they come to a facility like that, they have a chance to still communicate. Otherwise, they start closing down. They lose the ability to talk, to converse, and with conversing to someone else, you have to be thinking. And this gives them a chance. It's almost like an athlete. You just got to keep moving it so you don't forget it.
Right.
And that's
Yes.
important. And we need to solicit seniors out there. What is your age category? Is this special age that you start?
Well, seniors who are 50, 50 and over. Right now, we have a client. He's 29 years old. He has not Alzheimer's, but he has. He is autistic.
Autistic.
And he's got cerebral palsy. And the mother came to us and she says, I'm a single mom, and my son needs the kind of service that I think your facility would provide. So if you don't mind, I'd like to enroll him and see what you can do, and we can kind of communicate to each other, perhaps on a daily basis. And the main thing is to watch his behavior.
So in other words, the facility, even though it's primarily for seniors,
yeah.
it will open its doors for people who are handicapped or less mobile than others, or have an existing situation, like you said, has adult autism. There are no facilities for adults that have autism. They have them when they're children. And I could give you a name of a very good friend of mine who has created a course for young autistic children, hoping that he can open the doors for when they go over 18. Where do they go then?
That's right. Yes.
And if you're listening, Ronald, this is for you. This is for Ronald Sumbung, and I'm going to give you his number because he's working viciously to get programs promoted so the 18-year-old and over autistic person can still function, because their parents are not always going to be there. What happens to them when they're in their 30s? Who looks after them if there's no facility to assist them? So everyone out there who's listening, if you have maybe a family member that is handicapped or is immobile but needs attention for at least 8 hours a day so you can go to work or go to school or just take care of your family, your immediate family, this is the facility you need to contact, because if their doors are open and they're still forming their curriculum and their requirements, this may give people an opportunity for those who they don't know what to do. You are so burdened with, what am I supposed to do to take care of them, and they don't know how, and your facility may be able to open that chapter for them.
Yeah, we would like to say yes to that, and so if anybody out there listening and they have adult members of the family who are suffering from depression, I guess, or autism or cerebral palsy, we do accept them, and it's a learning lesson for, experience for us too. Yes.
And I think too, you said, to talk to the families, to have professionals to advise them what to do, because they shut down too. When you have a member of the family who is stricken with Alzheimer's or the onsets of dementia, the whole family is suffering, and none of them know what to do, and it becomes so emotional.
Yes.
It's like they feel responsible. They feel they want to shut down themselves, and that's not good. If a person intervenes, to guide everyone, to guide the person who has the ailment, guide the family members of what to
Yes.
do. At least they feel they're not alone.
Right, and it's amazing how a lot of people who come to Las Vegas, they say, I feel at a loss, nobody that I can reach out to and try to help me solve my problem
Exactly.
or a member of my family. And there's a lot of resources out there, and all they need to do is find out, because there is a component in the government where social services to adults, to teenagers, they run the whole gamut of services. And so what they could do probably is that try our facility to see if that
Absolutely.
corresponds to what you need, and if we cannot provide it, then we can call some other resources to respond to your needs. So it starts out with calling someone, and then that someone will call another
Absolutely.
organization.
It is
It
networking.
is absolutely, it's networking. So I'm amazed at what Las Vegas can provide, especially private organizations. And
It's so important. When we work all our lives, we're very functionable, belonging to organizations. We do our own shopping. We're on the move. When it stops and you're 70 and 60 and 70 and 80 years old, it's like, what is left for that individual? It's almost like, what do I do? The person who is stricken with an ailment, who has been working all their lives and functioning all their lives, in their minds, they're feeling like they're imprisoned. So coming to the facility brings them a way that they escape.
yes,
They're out there, they're talking to other people. They'll feel just as normal as the ones who don't have ailments, because they are surrounded by people, they have activities. When you have this going for them, I'm not saying it will take away the Alzheimer's, it will retard the speed of way the Alzheimer's is going
Yeah.
to take you over.
yeah,
It
That's
will
correct.
happen it will happen eventually, because they haven't come up with all the medications that they've been talking about. But they can slow it down by having activity, like you say, someone to talk to, someone
Yes.
to listen. Even though they're repetitive, sometimes they don't recognize, at least there's people.
yeah. My mother passed away, and before she passed away, we were noticing a lot of changes in her. And one doctor was saying, "Your mama, she's got Alzheimer's." So we say, "Okay, what do we do?" Well, just step by step, you can pretty much take care of her. My mom lives in Guam, when she had Alzheimer's, and my brother and his wife,
They took it.
they took care of her. It's really a 24/7 kind of job, and it affects the whole family. And here, my brother couldn't really go to work, and have a job. His passion is music, Larry. Yeah. So in between, he would do the things that he wants to do, but his time is really, you might say, he doesn't have
The time for himself.
the time for himself, and his wife also, and they have one they have a daughter, and their daughter, bless her soul, she knows how to take care of grandma when grandma was still alive, and grandma even the advanced, having an advanced case of Alzheimer's, she would always look at her granddaughter, and say, "Oh, hija, where's my food?" And the mother, would say, "Oh, mom, the food is right here. Let's go eat." And when she died of pneumonia, I think. Yeah.
Because don't forget, with the Alzheimer's, it's not just forgetting memories and forgetting things that happen. It's also your body starts to forget how to function normally and instantly. We don't go through the day thinking, "Oh, I must breathe. Oh, I must swallow." We don't. Our body does that automatically. It's on automatic pilot.
That's correct.
But with Alzheimer's, your body starts to forget itself what to do next, whether they swallow, whether they're functioning, and it's the whole memory bank starts to slow down because your brain's not working and sending the electrical pulses to all your organs to keep working.
That's correct. And I remember my brother would call us long distance, of course, and it says, "I don't know what's wrong with mom. She does not want to eat. She's she sleeps really late at night and wake up, sleep the whole day
And wakes up at night.
And wakes up at night and keeps talking every 5 minutes, bringing things again and again and again. She can remember what happened to her when she was like maybe 5 years old. But if you ask her
What she had yesterday.
Or even 5 minutes, what are we talking about, mom? Kasanudayta, she is Ilocano, kasanudayta, anyadayta. So we would start all over again. And sometimes, like you said, it's draining.
With the Alzheimer's, my mother had sundowner. And the sundowners are the people who, with Alzheimer's, is sleeping most of the day. But as soon as the sun goes down, they're like on another shift. While you're getting ready to go to sleep and get ready for work for the next day, she would be walking around at 10, 11 o'clock at night till 6 in the morning. And you, of course, as the person who's taking care of, kind of stays awake when you hear something drop, when you hear a door open.
Exactly.
You can't sleep.
Yeah.
You can't sleep. That's why I say it involves everyone in the family, and it's something that only professionals could give you advice. But when you're in it, it's very rough.
Yeah.
Your facility will give people, to put it simply, a break.
Yes.
So they could build up and rest and be able to deal with it again for another couple of hours. There's no escaping it, because when you bring that person home, the loved ones get irritated quickly because they want that person to remember. They want that person to recognize.
Yes.
And it's hurtful for them, like, "Hey, it's me. Don't you know who I am?" And it's a struggle. It's a struggle.
Yes, and since we live here in Las Vegas, I'm somewhat insulated from all that. But now I ask myself, maybe this is my time, to take care of other people, and I'm growing old. Also, I'm 74 years old, and I said, maybe if I see warning signs of Alzheimer's, I'll write it down and I'll tell my husband, "Don't bug me, don't bug me."
Well, it's a good way to say why you forgot something at the store.
Yeah, and it's one of those issues that every family member is going to be confronting it.
Absolutely.
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, there are professionals out there, there are group homes, there are doctors, but prescribing medications for someone with Alzheimer's, all you're doing is drugging them.
That's correct.
And keeping them as a vegetable. They still have time where they want to talk, they want to eat, but what you said, you forget to eat because your taste buds are dead. You have no, you know how like sometimes when you want to cook in the kitchen and you go, I don't have a taste for something. I know I'm hungry, but I don't know what I want to eat. Can imagine with them that they have not even a taste to want to taste.
That's
To have a desire to eat a certain type of food. I know when I'm like, not homesick, but when I'm feeling a little stressed, the only thing that makes me happy, because I feel my dad's present, is having adobo. and now we are back to food again.
yes.
But it's something that I know my dad and I used to share, so it brings me to calm me down.
Yeah.
And so and that's a friendly food. I don't make it as good as my dad, but still that taste gives me that feeling of comfort from years and years ago.
Yeah, and that kind of brings me to a point where we really need to, besides talking to the client, we really need to touch base with the family members just to see how, maybe asking question, why doesn't he, what things does he remember, or what things does he keep talking about, to you? And it's somewhat, if you feel somewhat irritated, then maybe that's like a clue as to further investigation.
Well, by helping the family members or who's ever left to take care, remember they're in isolation also. They need
Correct.
someone to talk to, so they don't feel so alone that they're not the only one going through this. And by taking that person, saying we understand, we'll try and give you some tools to get through this.
Right.
Then it gives them a chance to just breathe, that they understand what I'm going through. It's not like, just give them a pill, medicine to keep them
Right.
tranquil. You still have to go on with your life without feeling guilty, because that's what happens. You feel guilty if you are putting your loved one with strangers, literally strangers, because you have to go to work, you have to go to school,
Right.
you have to take care of other family members. So everyone starts to feel guilty because all they're doing is doing their life. That's all they're doing. So you have to help them cope with it too.
Right. Right.
What this project, I think, will offer a lot of people in our community and all communities who need help with the assistance with the family. This would be a fantastic way to have someone in the family that can't fend for themselves be in a good, safe environment, smile, laugh, do some pottery, some arts and crafts, watch a movie, do a little exercise. Now when they come home, they have something to talk about.
Correct.
You know, and it makes it at the dinner table that, they feel alive. Even if it's for a moment, they feel alive. And you feel better as the person seeing, hey, did you see Grandpa? He was smiling. Because he had that moment that he could feel his old self again.
That's right. Things are coming back, and I think we need to be, all of us, need to be patient. Sometimes when you talk to a person with Alzheimer's, there are certain clues or words that kind of trigger some kind of action, perhaps, And so what I want to do is while I'm talking to the client, I'll probably write down some of the things that we have discussed, and it could be something that he saw on TV that triggers his memory, or a song, perhaps.
Absolutely.
I think music. Music is kind of like a catalyst, you might say, and it makes you remember.
It's musical therapy.
Yeah, it is therapy. Also, when they exercise their hands, when they draw a line, I think we need to we need we need to encourage them. What is that you're doing? Oh, I'm drawing something. Would you show me how you draw? So
those skills that we take advantage of, we take advantage that we can always pick up a phone and call, or we'll always do something. For them, it's telling their whole body how to hold a pencil or how to dial on a phone. I mean, nowadays we all have cell phones. What if they only remember the rotary phone?
Allah.
yeah.
Allah.
It's difficult for them.
No, they need to start using Alexa now.
They'll use Alexa.
The 21st century.
That's true. While we're becoming more automated, we need to also remember that some people, I deal with my seniors at our community. We have everything on the net. So when I tell them, oh, you have an app for this and an app for that, they've got a flip phone. So that tells you, and I'm like, okay, but we can't give those tools to them because they don't have the ingenuity at their fingertips.
That's
like
right.
we all take advantage. We've got cell phones and we could do this, but there's a lot of people out there that it took them a long time to take the computer out of the box.
Yep.
And get email and things like that. So we shouldn't take for granted that everybody's at the same level.
That's correct.
I think what you're doing, and Jo, I've known Jo for years. She's always volunteered her time and her heart, and she always comes with good feeling in her heart to help the next person. So I believe that this project, with Jo's assistance, this woman is very fortunate to have you in her circle, Jo, because you'll keep her grounded, you'll keep her connected, and she'll see how this will grow for her. If this is her new project, she's got a good wing woman. You're the good wing woman.
Well, thank you.
So Gilbert, what
Yes.
have you been thinking about? You've been quiet all this time.
Yes. Because just listening to what you guys are talking about, when my grandfather passed away, and of course later on my father-in-law and stuff like that. So time will catch up.
Time will catch up.
And I'm supposed to say this, we're not getting any younger.
Except Bernie. Bernie keeps on getting younger and younger.
Yeah.
So
He has something from that magic fountain.
Yes.
So we need a fountain of youth. We need to find out what he's doing.
We were just prior to the show, we were talking about our friends and loved ones that we've lost this past year due to COVID. And I don't want to forget them, and I just want to do a shout out, if you don't mind, to Kate Torres, who lost her brother just 2 weeks ago, Babette Torres, for those who don't know. He was a brilliant photographer. He was a community activist. His brother was Ben Torres. And Kate is out of the hospital, for those who want to give her a wish well on Facebook. And she's doing better. But we did lose Babette, and Babette was he always had a smile on his face. He always had a funny joke to tell you. And he was part of what we call the Filipino community. And he and others that went before him will be missed. And Kate, if you're listening, we all love you, and we're there. And Babette will always be in our dreams, in our prayers. We lost Paul Magno, Carl Magno's brother.
Yes.
Jing Espiritu, Emily. We lost Dr. Pat Girani, which is Nadia's and Rimo's brother. So there are people out there that we actually broke bread with, laughed with, danced with. And we will miss them. When activities take place again, we will miss their presence and their spirit. And we just got to keep on striking that iron with that spark and keep going for our community. And Jo does that. Jo could easily have retired 20 years ago, but she's not ready to do that because she has another mission, and I believe this is her new mission. And we wish you all the luck, Jo, and we will help you the best we can. Oh, there we are. Hello.
Thank you.
Thank you
And-
so much, Joe.
Yeah, and I appreciate Bernie for asking me to check, the studio out, because get your voice going.
Well, because
Yeah.
of the Las Vegas Filipino Resource Guide, we also feature all our organizations in the community. And we need to spotlight our leaders, our community activists such as yourself. And that's why I believe Bernie wanted you to come on the show, so to get the word out there. That's the best way to do it. We have tons and tons of listeners.
That's the thing. It's 100% volunteer
Yes.
work. Not a lot of people know this kind of stuff. They think we're getting something compensated out of it, but yeah.
No, we want the word to spread because this is something good with all the chaos and stress that we're going through in the past 2 years, going on 2 years.
Yeah.
This is a light for a lot of people who need assistance and help and the right way. So we wish you all the luck. And anyone who's out there that is familiar with our resource guide, and Gilbert, myself, and Bernie, if there is a project that you're doing for the community, if there's something you feel that the community should know so they can say, hey, I want to be part of that, then I think you need to get in touch with us so we could get you out there and to spread that word. We're not just a commercial magazine and station. We are community servicers ourselves. So we want to, spread through 250,000 Filipinos in Las Vegas
Yes.
what we have to do. So we are in everything. We are in every corner. We are in every spot. We're like mushrooms. We are spreading in Las Vegas. Okay.
What?
Exactly.
Bunch of Filipinos. Anyways, yes, this is the Las Vegas Filipino Resource Guide radio show. If you're not on the Las Vegas Filipino Resource Guide yet, you can get in for 2022. Head over to lasvegasfrg@gmail.com or lvfrg.com. We also have our phone number, 702-944-7620. It includes, of course, this recording if you're a business owner here on the Las Vegas Filipino Resource Guide. And, of course, different organizations and, of course, volunteer work. We need to let everybody know about this. So, yes, thank you so much, Tita Jo Beck, for coming in today.
You're welcome. My pleasure.
Okay. Well, once again, we're going to be signing off.
Oh, no.
Okay. Once again, this is Las Vegas Filipino Resource Guide radio show here on PHLV Radio. I want to go ahead and thank you so much for watching. And, of course, you could watch us again later on, right after this show. Facebook, YouTube, Amazon Fire TV. Okay, and then we also got Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, and TuneIn. Maraming salamat po. And, of course, good evening from Las Vegas. We'll see you again next week. Thank you so
Bye-bye
much.
now.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
The Las Vegas Filipino Resource Guide is a vital tool and a helpful media outlet for business enterprises to connect and to reach out to Filipino American consumers. For more information, go to www.lasvegasfrg.com or you can email at lasvegasfrg@gmail.com.
Just like a friend from back home. This is your Filipino radio experience in Las Vegas. PHLV Radio.